yes, it's always new. And I like this so much in my profession because, there are professions, and after 1 week, you are able to do this profession your whole life. And in my profession, you are always a beginner. You are always, oh my God, this is so new, and I didn't knew this, I can't do this. And then you learn it, and after you say, how grateful I am that I have this experience. I have another language now. I have another love for a new kind of music.
Yeah. Good morning, Christina. So great to meet you here on Zoom.
Yes, I'm happy too. Thank you.
I see your beautiful artworks in the background.
Yeah, it's my room. It's my private, my apartment, and there are my paintings hanging. And yeah,
beautiful. Now, I saw when I spoke to Natalie, I saw she told me about you, and she showed me your artwork, the Turandot artwork. And I thought, how beautiful and amazing that you are so multi-talented.
Thank you. I can't say anything.
But what came first, the singing or the art, the painting?
It is really difficult to say because as a baby, I grew up in a family with art, and my father was not a painter like I am, but he was designer at the radio station in Stuttgart. And so there were colors, there was paper around, and so there are photos when I was really a baby. It's not a small kid, a baby. And I started to paint and to draw, and I sang my lifetime, but I think it was the desire to express. I had so much to express, so it didn't matter what I took, which tool, let's say, yes. So.
Yeah.
And my father played piano, not professionally, but he improvised. And so I was surrounded by music and by art in a certain way. And it was also in my own. I felt this echo in my own.
Really? So do you find certain stages of your life that one was more prevalent than the other? You know, that at certain times of your life you felt you wanted to paint more than you wanted to sing?
It is not the question for me concerning I wanted to paint more or to sing more. It was periods or times. For example, I studied piano. So it was not the singing. It turned out that I was a pianist, and I was so fascinated by piano because my aunt was pianist, and she was giving lessons at the conservatory in Stuttgart at the university. And I asked my father when I was 5 years old, what does she do in life? Because she was always having parties with us, and I thought that baking and having invitations was her profession. And my father
see.
thought, yes. And because it was wonderful at her place, and it was so joyful. And then my father told me that, no, she's a pianist. And I said, I want to start piano with her. And then I started when I
So
turned
how old were you then?
6. I turned 6, and my parents in the beginning were not so convinced that in the family it was so good to study an instrument, but I was stubborn, and I wanted to learn piano, and I did this, and so I painted in the same time.
Okay.
And I had really interesting experiences where the painting it was clear that this was also my profession, my vocation. I don't know, but in my family it was the piano, and then the singing came, and it was really difficult how to get every art, let's say, or voice in its own place and in which time I should do what. It was really not easy, because I thought I should study painting, and I visited the academy after my Abitur, and then I thought, no, this is absolutely not my way. It's not for me. And then I thought also that I get lost there, because it was free and you could paint, you could not paint, you could, I don't know. I thought for me, for my growth, I don't know if the word is correct, it would be better to study something with more discipline and more
I see.
things to learn, beat. And so it was the piano for a long time. But in the same time, I sang, and in the same time, I painted. It was not so easy to do this all together.
Yeah, because I think also now just listening to you, I think also spoken to other painters as well, and singers. Everything takes time, you know, and invested time. So you have different things where you have to invest time, and I can understand that that can be difficult.
Yes, of course. And during the study times, the singing was just the beginning of this vocation, and then the painting. I learned to paint in a certain way, because I never had an atelier. I had to manage. There was the piano. There was my Staffelei. I don't know the word you know.
Easel, yeah.
Thank you. And so I had to manage my time, and I could wait. I could wait until I had time to paint. It was hard because I felt like being pregnant with a subject, or with a theme, or with a and I felt I have to paint. But now the piano and the diploma or the concerts were number one, and I had to invest everything I had in this. But then at the moment I had this possibility, I painted at night, and I slept not so much during certain periods in my life. But now it changed, because I'm a singer, and this is my profession, and the painting is really in this or at the same level, and the piano. I never regret 1 hour at the piano, because I loved so much the piano as instrument, as tool, and the music, and the technique, and I had wonderful teachers too. And so now I'm lucky, because I'm so thankful of this way I went.
Yeah, because I think you probably also learned to be patient, and to have to know that, yes, I can focus on this now, and I can still later do the painting. Or you can, you know, I think we sometimes in life, and especially now where everything is so rush and instant, that we don't realize, okay, it's okay to put something aside just for a little bit to focus on something else, and you can go back to that, and you can still do it. You know, you can still develop something.
Yes, it's true. And also in music, it's so important to learn to be patient in life, because something has to grow, and it's like winter. And I remember moments when I was so sad, because I heard other students sing, and I never could imagine that I had a voice, that I could learn sing, because I was singing I sang like a kid, and when I was a kid, only free on the swing in our apartment.
Oh, okay.
And I was singing and singing, and and I almost lost my voice when I was a kid, because I was singing the whole day. And my mother went with me to a doctor, and he asked my mother, "What the hell does she do to have this voice problem?" And my mother said, "Oh, she's singing child songs from Switzerland." And because I had this music and I learned it by heart, and so the way was long. And when I heard the other students sing Carmen, for example, it was the biggest wish of my life. I thought, if this fee, no, if this fairy would come and ask me about a wish, this would be the wish. And so I had to be so patient to learn and to wait and to believe in myself and to work and to have this inner voice guiding me until this moment. I sang so many Carmens, and it was possible, and I was really yes, so thankful about all this.
Yes, I can understand that wish that you have, because this is also something that I think, and I admire singers so much, and I think what a wonderful way to express yourself through your voice, you know, to be able to sing and express yourself. So I can totally understand that wish that you had. But so from piano to singing, you know, you said you had the wish and you wanted to do it, but that's also a long path that you probably took to get to that level where you could actually sing, Carmen.
Yes, this is true. Because at the piano, in the beginning, I was accomplished. I was so lucky with this instrument. It was like a dialogue with my soul and with I really worked on, like, with thoughts, and for me, the piano was like a friend. It was like a dialogue partner. And then there was a teacher, a professor of my music university in Stuttgart, and she asked me, "Why don't you sing?" Because she already knew what I didn't knew. I had this secret wish, but she heard me and she told me, "You are a mezzo-soprano and you have to sing." And I couldn't believe it. But I felt that it's no it's for something that you meet people.
Oh,
And
yeah, no coincidence. Yeah, yeah.
looking backwards, it's so clear how
Yeah.
how everything
I
happened.
agree with you. Yeah.
And as a child, I played roles. I learned theater parts by heart, and with my sister, I made little little pieces of theater for my parents, and I made marionettes, and I always was in this theater world, and certainly at a certain moment, I missed the words in the piano, and I missed to be upright and to move. I'm not a sitting person. I want to be in a room and to move and to have words and to dive into characters and to transform myself. And this was the way. But I had a wonderful teacher in Lausanne, where I was studying a superior degree of piano. I can't stop. I couldn't stop with piano because I was so interested. But already I sang, and when I was singing for persons, like in an opera studio, they were always convinced I got principal roles. but I knew that I couldn't sing. It was only talent. It wasn't nothing I really owned. It was not trained. It was not conscious.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to search and to find the teachers who opened me this universe and who gave me the material and the tools to have a professional life. And when I was in Vienna, I had a real famous teacher. It was a singer, famous singer. And she always was so convinced. And she said, I call the Staatsoper, I call. And I told her, please don't. I don't know what I'm doing. And I wanted to learn. I wanted to know. And it's like in painting. It's a process of going deep into the the process and to understand and to be patient. Again, I'm painting in oil, and so I have to be patient because this, how does it, the word for Schicht, you know, when.
Yeah, I understand what you mean, like the vision,
You
or this what you
know,
see.
no, the Schicht, it's, I try to explain
Yeah,
differently.
yeah. Okay.
You start with a painting.
Mhm.
There is the canvas, and you make a first, en français, c'est couche, une couche. And
Okay.
then you have to wait until it's dry.
Mhm.
Then it can be 3 days. And then you can continue with the next level.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
You know, it's different like aquarelle. It's more easy, it's more quick, and you have to wait a little bit, but then you can continue. And an oil painting never is finished because I could paint again. I could paint something new on it. So it's, for me,
I
it's
see.
interesting also the techniques to learn how to get into and to really feel free, because you want to express yourself in singing. But if you don't know how, it can be one day it is good, the other day you don't really know what is different, and so it's not so good to make professional life based on this talent only,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
But how amazing that you felt that you first have to go through this process, where it's usually the other way around. It's usually professors that feel the students have to be patient and wait, and here it was the other way around, because you had these skills that you developed through painting, where you realized, yes, there is a process, and I first have to go through all these layers.
Yes, not only in painting, but also in life.
Yeah.
Oh, you are perhaps a kid who is shy in a certain way and outgoing in the other way, and to find the places or the possibilities to live this and to learn and to become the person you are meant to. It's a long way, and you have to talk and to listen with your inner voice. I think it's the most important thing, and to trust that what this voice says is true. And sometimes the other people around you don't believe at all. They think, but you are a pianist, you dedicated your life until now sitting on your wonderful piano. You gave concerts, you are good in it, but where is the problem to switch and to start singing so intensely? And I'm really independent person. I love my parents, my family, my sister, and the people around me, but I understood their anxiousness, their questions, and I stopped trying to calm them because I knew that words can't give this security. It's only words. My life truth. So I had to be patient until the questions stopped, and they saw, oh, you do this, and you feel you seem so happy. Yeah.
No, I understand that completely. And how do you keep trusting yourself? You know, is it is that something that you have, that you just, like you say, you are independently making decisions and believing in yourself? But do you sometimes have a doubt, or where you question yourself a little bit, where you think, but is this really, am I really doing this now, and is it really going to work?
Always.
Oh, okay.
I'm doubting always. I'm doubting really, really much.
Mm.
I'm sort of, it's dangerous to say, I don't know how to explain, but I have a certain spirituality. It's not the church, it's something else, but it's inside me. It's a private feeling. And I feel that when my life leads me to this point and a role drops on my way, perhaps it's because I'm ready to do it, even if I don't believe. And I did Pierrot Lunaire last month in Sevilla, and I was asked to do it many years ago, and I didn't felt at the level, and I said no, and it felt really, really, really correct. And people told me, but you have to do this, and it's interesting, and do this. And I felt no, 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 it's not the right moment. And then I worked, and I had also the people, you know, when I'm afraid or when I have big doubts in what I have in the things I have to learn, the languages, the roles, the music is sometimes so difficult, but I have answers. The first answer is I have the love. I have so much love for this. So with this love, I can go further. Second, I can ask for help. I know people like a wonderful pianist in Vienna. She's so great, and I asked her, Anna, could you please help me in learning this and this all this rhythm and all this difficult music? And she's there, and with her, I trust her, and I learned. I have a I'm a singing teacher. It's Irina Gavrilovic, and she's really wonderful. And I can come to her and ask and ask her, could you imagine that I will sing this? And she says, of course, there's no problem, and I will help you. And so, you know, and I transform myself in like a really small insect, a really small animal, and I'm in the on the ground, and I'm looking up this wall, and I think day by day, Takt Takt, and page by page, I will learn. I have always doubts, and I have doubts until the concert begins. But when it starts, I'm transforming myself, and I work so hard that the inner voice said, normally it should be good. It should be okay now, you know? For me, anxiousness and a lack of a good conscience, they are sometimes all together. So I
yeah.
work really hard to get rid of this bad feeling. I could have done this or that. I try to really do everything which is in my possibilities. And then there comes joy, and there comes a sort of spirit of adventure,
Oh yeah.
you know? And I
Yeah.
want to grow. I want to leave this comfort zones. And so I have to face this doubts, and I have to face it, because otherwise I can't grow. And this is a joy to go through this process. And after, I think I never imagined that this would be possible. I sang in Aachen last year at the theater from Chaya Chernovin, a fantastic opera, and Saide Adama. And also, I saw this music scores, and the script, the writing was so new to me. I couldn't understand what she meant. I couldn't, it was like not another language, it was like another writing.
Really.
And so I went deep into it, and I worked, and I had the time to work it, and it was good, and it was such a joy to do this.
But how amazing that that you're brave enough to do that then, that you don't stop, but that you already know, if I can delve into it, if I can do it, then it's enriching on the other side, if I can go through it.
Yes, I experienced this, but I think it's like steps, you are always in the next floor, you are always on the zero.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah.
you start new. And now I do a cover for Kabanicha in Katja Kabanova, and this is in Czech. And I have Czech a family a long time ago. So I like these. There's an echo in my soul for this, but I don't speak this language, and I don't understand. I learn Russian. I can combine certain things, but it's really a special language. But I learned it, and now I'm so excited to have rehearsals and to do this opera. And yes, it's always new. And I like this so much in my profession, because, there are professions, and after 1 week, you are able to do this profession your whole life. And in my profession, you are always a beginner. You are always, oh my God, this is so new, and I didn't knew this. I can't do this, and then you learn it, and after you say, how grateful I am that I have this experience. I have another language now. I have another love for a new kind of music.
Yeah.
So
And
great.
it's great to see life like that, to see that everything that you take on is something that you gain from,
Yes,
rather than something that's taken away from you almost,
yes, yes.
But I just have to add, I also recently realized that, I did some research on my family, and my roots are also Czech.
Really?
Yes, yes.
It's
I
so
thought,
interesting.
yeah, interesting. But I love how you approach things. I think you must have built a skill set through the years, through doing these different forms of art. But now when you paint, what inspires a painting? What is this that you say that you almost feel pregnant with
Yes.
this thing that you want to express? So what is the inspiration then?
Since I was a child, and since I painted as a child, it's sort of deep connection to a moment in someone's life. It's like for example, I take Tosca. Tosca is a singer and she's a woman and she's her her partner Mario Cavaradossi sings that she takes flowers with her hands and she strokes the children's heads, and she's a loving person, and her life manages her into a moment where there's no possibilities to decide. She can go and make love to this horrible Scarpia to get to become, or no, to free her husband or lover. And this is like a death for her. This is not possible for her because it's so disgusting. And the other way is to sacrifice her partner, her loving Mario. And now there's a moment and she sees this knife on the table. And she is like an animal, so oppressed by the situation that she reacts, and she wants to defend herself, and she wants to free, and she want to get out of this moment, this tragic and horrible moment, and she kills him. And I'm so interested in people. I'm so interested in destinies or decisions people make. And I think the life is a conclusion or the result of many good or sometimes not so good decisions. And suddenly I painted this moment when she looks at the knife and she realizes, oh my God, I'm a murderer now. What did I do? And I think I don't want to judge. I'm mezzo-soprano. I have to sing so many terrible, let's say, terrible characters. They are not the loving and the sacrificing persons. They are dangerous people. They are for others and for perhaps for themselves. And I'm so interested in this understanding, like Dostoevsky, perhaps, not judging, oh, he did a bad thing. No, I don't think so. I'm interested why and how did it come? How did it come? And I feel that my hands also are, let's say, bloody because every person in life hurts another person. Everyone in life has something to regret or something to work on it because you feel bad about it. And it's so easy to judge always, oh, this is bad, this is a murderer, this is a liar, this is a... And what is interesting in this both arts is I raise my voice for these persons. I love these persons. I love Tosca. I love Butterfly. I love all those figures and characters in operas. And what I'm interested in is the moment that changes lives and the decisions. For example, Turandot, the painting you saw in the video, the people say Turandot, this is such a bad character because she's cold, she murders every man coming to her. But if you read the opera properly, you get the information that a woman many, many, many hundreds of years ago died because of a violent marriage. There's no reason why. We don't know what happened exactly, but in Turandot, there's such a strong echo about this, and she's afraid to have the same destiny. And why shouldn't she protect herself? Why shouldn't she change this tradition of I'm your father, and please, you are my daughter. You have to marry this man. You don't know him. It's no, why not? And I find this so cruel. I'm a woman. I want to decide freely everything.
Yeah.
And you know, and I feel really empathy for this character, and I want to show her in her fragility. Fragility. I don't know. It's difficult for me in English.
Fragility. Yeah.
Fragility. Yeah. Thank you. And I want to show. Oh, she's a little girl. She is afraid, and she shut her like her sex, and she shut, and she brings her hands there, and she says, "No, I don't want to die." And I don't believe in love because I heard about this. And couldn't that be a moment in every woman's lives? Couldn't that be that we are afraid of something and we don't know the partner and we don't know, you know, and it has such a strong echo. And I start thinking, and I start reading the text of the opera, and I feel such a desire to speak for her. She doesn't need me, of course, but I want to speak for these characters, to show something, but it's not to show for a public. It's to bring up to light something I see in the character. And the other, you ask me what inspires me. It can be opera, it can be literature, it can be politics, because I'm a human being, and as a human being in a certain country, in certain circumstances, I have my eyes wide open. I see everything, and I try to see everything, and I want to be brave to suffer on the situation of the world. I don't want to shut my eyes and thinking, "Oh, I'm so lucky with my music. I'm not I'm not a politic person. I can't do this because I am. I was as a young teenager. I was really already a really politic. I don't know if this word is correct. Person, and I have to speak out what I feel, what I observe, and painting and singing all comes together. And so the painting you see in the background here, I painted it last year. Oh, I think last year, and it has like subject from miracle to material. And I have two students, piano students. I worked with them on private, and because I do in a little and small way still the piano work. I like this still now, and for my singing students, it's so good if I can accompany there, and if I can learn my roles on my own on the piano. So I have these two young men coming to my place, and I see in our world that it could be in another country that they get this jacket of military uniform and a gun or some arm, and they are sent like in this Russian and Ukrainian war. Also the North Korean young men. How can this be? It is so cruel to see how from miracle these men are miracles. They are so gifted. They have good hearts, golden hearts. They have a good mind. They are intelligent and fantastic young men. And they get turned into material. And so I have to like shout in my painting out what I feel about this subject. And it can also be landscapes. It can also be landscapes that tell something about what I feel, or about my inner world. Like in my last big exhibition, I had a painting called Stille, silence. Silence for me is so precious. And I had this in a golden frame. And someone asked me, why is this snowy field in this golden frame? And I told this person, because it's so precious. It's like, for me, it's the most precious thing. And in the morning, before I start my singing, I feel this resistance. Oh, I have to break this beautiful silence. Because here where I live with my husband, here in the fifth, how do we say? It's the fifth arrondissement. It's a part of Vienna,
Yeah.
It's so calm. It's so calm. You're nothing. And so it's me who breaks the
Oh, that you break the silence.
Yes, it's
But how wonderful, and so different things that you use to express yourself. That you don't just do portraits, but you do landscape, and that you almost tell stories through your paintings.
Yeah, it's always thank you for this word, because in every painting there's a story. And sometimes I have people at home or in my exhibitions, and they come near and they ask me, tell me something about this. And my paintings don't need my words. It's like a good music. You can or music. You can hear it, and you get something if you are open. But sometimes if you have further informations, oh, you hear secretly, you hear much more. And I'm not judging if someone sees something, oh, it seemed to be Tosca, oh, interesting, and goes by. It's okay. But there are people, they want to know the stories, and I like to tell them, because then it's like complete. But I had this experience, a ballet dancer from Stuttgart came to my place there, and he told me all the stories of my paintings. And it was so curious how he could read. I was really nearly shocked because he stood in front of the painting, and he started to tell me things. It was so interesting. And this happens also, that people are like with Röntgen eyes, and they get informations out of it. So it's wonderful, this dialogue.
I think that is so wonderful about art, and the fact that you can express yourself by painting, but I can interpret from my, so you express from your thoughts, but I can also interpret from my thoughts. And I love that about art, that it's not right or wrong, really.
No, it's not. No. In life, so many things are not right or wrong, because then you see, oh, this leads me to that, or this opens this horizon to me, and just be open and interested and curious. And this is what you are. Otherwise, you wouldn't have created this wonderful platform for artists. It's so fantastic what you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Put in the world.
Well, I just enjoy, and I feel so privileged to hear your story, and it's, life-changing for me, hearing these stories and perspective from artists. It's really, I think, and I also realize how important it is for children to be able to express themselves through art, or to have this. You were talking in the beginning of growing up in a house where there were paintings, there were music. And
Yes.
this was sort of your inspiration also to become who you are. And not just because you're an artist, but how you perceive life and the skill set you have to do what you do. And I think it's so important that we realize the value of art also in giving children, equip children with these skills to become better lawyers, to become better scientists, to become better whatever they choose to be.
So true what you say. It is so true. And you have to be touched by this. From out of the blue, you can't tell your parents, "Oh, I would like to play the violin." You have to hear it to know
Exactly.
that you like this instrument. And I felt really sad when it came the time that you had to decide in the period of school, do I take classes of music or art? But mathematics always was there.
Yeah.
Art is much more important because you mathematics also, but in art you learn to love. You can't put a coin into an thing and it comes out, oh, I can play. No, it is by love, by continuous work, and by patience, and by inspiring people, and inspiring teachers, and joy, and goals to achieve. You grow, and
Exactly.
I gave lessons to children, and sometimes the parents don't get this message. They think, oh, it's slow, and they don't want to work. Of course, I didn't want to work either. I came to my parents and said, I want to stop this piano because I want to learn cello. And they were very intelligent, and they understood what is behind, because it was so hard. It is hard. It is difficult to work every day, and to start by zero another piece. And sometimes I don't want to exaggerate. Sometimes it's easy, but sometimes it's not. And my parents told me, "Oh no, in April it's not possible to
Oh,
stop." It was so intelligent, and they talked to my aunt, and my aunt said, "Okay, we create a concert." So she has a goal, and she has a drive now again to work and to have this goal, and like a big joyful event. And I think I learned so much by this, getting disciplined, and to be not important, so, because it's the text, it's the technique of singing, and it's the body, how you have to be trained, and it's the technique of how can I get through a role which is difficult. I can give everything in the first act, but what do I do as Carmen in the end, and to get strategic, to have a strategy. No,
yeah.
how
Strategy. Yeah.
strategy, and and there the mathematics is important. You have to be logic. You
Yeah.
have to fine, and with rhythms like Chaya Chernovin, or the things I do, it's difficult. You have to count. You have to be also in your head. You have to be clear. But it's through art, and art is love, and it's through the arts that we can be so touched. Why people go to the opera?
Exactly. Yeah.
They want to feel. They have perhaps lives, they are hard and or funny, I don't know, but they want to feel something. They want to identify with moments. And this is so a huge thing, what music can
Exactly.
do, and with paintings also.
I think we are so surrounded by art that we don't even realize it, because
Mm.
the chair that you sit on, is a design. It's
Yeah.
you know, so if you really, since I started this platform, I started delving into what art is, and it's even in baking and cooking, you know, it's science and art together, you know.
I like
so
it very much.
so you and I also just thought over lockdown how many artists started baking and started cooking and started making pasta, and you think these are all ways of expressing yourself, even if you don't realize it, but it's like you know, serving up something for somebody to enjoy, and it's like, and I think that is art also, you know, by doing that.
So amazing. What you are telling me is so amazing, and it's another reason because children have to have arts in her life, because arts is creativity also.
Exactly.
And if you have a marriage, you have to be creative. If you have a day is a piece of art. A day
Exactly.
art piece, or I don't know how to say it. And it's if I go to bed and I think about my day, and I can say it was a beautiful day because I passed through difficult moments, and I learned so much, and I had a chat with somebody who gave me some joy, or it's such a wonder. One day is such a wonder. And you look at the for example, I'm always talking about things, they are so difficult for my vocabulary.
Oh no.
You know, what does it mean? The crystals of snow, if you look at them, and they are not two in the same form, and it's a piece of art. It's so beautiful, everything. And I think this joy and this energy, what we get of this creativity, is so important. I also passed through this COVID time, and I had also friends. They were sometimes really sad because there was no reason to be, no reason to get up and to sing. And I gave myself a contract. I signed it like my own boss, and I signed it for myself, and I wrote in this contract what I should learn in this year, and this made my head up and get up and work. And in the end, there was a house concert for my parents with a huge piano program, and I learned also singing things. And yes, and it provoked my creativity. And so I passed really good, in a good way, through this period.
Well, I think it's this also this all these skills that you have, that you then, that problem solving. Okay, this is the situation where I'm in now, so let me make the best of it. You know, let me do something about it.
Yes.
But I want to add, you said your parents said you shouldn't stop in April with your piano lessons. Now, my son did ballet since he was 5 years old. And when he was about 9, he wanted to quit. And the teacher said he shouldn't because he's talented. And I realized I had to keep him going, you know, and because he was the only boy in the ballet class. And then I said to him, look, I'll make you a deal. You do ballet till you're 16, and then you can decide for yourself. And at least you'll have all the certificates of the exams that you've taken and so on. But when you're 16, you can decide. You can quit if you want to quit. And he ended up becoming a professional ballet dancer. So if I had there in the car when he refused to get out to go to the lesson, if I said, okay, that's fine, you know, he would have probably regretted it or so.
He would. It's in 90% of everyone I met, they regret. They regret almost 5 years after they quit, because they think, oh my goodness, there was already something there, and way, because it will not stay stable. It will go away
Mm.
completely.
Mm.
You are a great mother, I think, because you don't need to be loved always, and this is
Mm.
great because the parents who always want to be loved and they don't want these confrontations. They say,
Yeah.
okay, yes, I understand you. You are free, but
Mm.
you are experienced and you know, okay, now it's a harsh time or it's difficult.
Mm.
And the a daughter or son says, oh, it's so bad that I'm.
Mm.
But after, because in life, it comes always to this point. It's not
Mm.
the piano, it's not the dancing. It's
Mm.
us. It's always in us
Exactly.
that we are confronted with our limits. And
Mm.
so if we learn, oh, there's a limit, it is not the right thing.
Mm.
I quit. You can't become an artist. You can't have a marriage. You really, it's not possible.
Mm.
Every relation comes to this point, and then you have to get tools. What is 1 year? And you did this great fantastic deal with your son.
Yeah.
So cool.
No, but I do think and this is also what I hear from talking to artists. There's always somebody sometime in this whole path. There are different people who encourage and support and believe in you to help you through this path. There's always somebody that comes and say, no, come on, you can do it, or I believe in you, or like you have this professor that said, you've got the voice, you have it, you just, let's work on it. And I think that helps, that helps the artist on their journey.
Yes, we are not alone. We depend in a certain way. We depend on others. We are all like one. And I think in my profession, it's also so important to um, support each
Mm.
other because some people think that opera business is like that and like elbows,
Mm.
and I refuse to think that.
Mm.
I'm not interested in. I'm interested in my colleagues, and when I think they sing well, I celebrate them sing like Natalie. She's so wonderful. And I always enjoy what others do, and I feel rich, I feel fine, and I work on my way, and the right thing comes to
Back.
myself in my in
Mm.
my in my way. It's
Mm.
my belief, and it's my experience also. I think if you have another belief, you will experience different things because you have sort
Exactly.
of like a radio. You have your mm, antenna. I don't
Mm.
know the word. You prepare yourself for to get the bad informations or not to find the
Exactly.
right person. And so
I do
I'm
believe that. Yeah,
to
absolutely. But Christina, after doing all these wonderful works, and you are so busy, but what is the wish, or what is the dream for you?
I'm so happy at the moment,
Mm.
but I'm really aware how life can change in every moment. My dream is to have a good life in the sense of truth. I want to be a person not lying at herself, confronting the obstacles with love, going through, growing, loving as much as I can other people, and be brave. This is my wish. I'm so trusting in my life that there will come the next projects, and after this concert will be that concert. I have so good projects in this year, and I think if I'm working, if I'm always with joy prepared for these wonders, they come.
Yeah.
I experienced this. So I think the destiny knows better what is the best for me. If I say I want to sing this role, I would like to do this and that. I could answer like that. I would like to sing Wagner, Fricka, and some Wagner roles in a good circumstance and good theater, etc. But it's too small. It's too, I want to talk about the general wish, and this is to live the life like it should, like it is meant to be for me.
But beautiful, beautiful. Like you serve through your art. That's what you want to do.
I want to do this, yes, to raise the voice. And I have an exhibition in September, and it's so interesting because your podcast is the voices, and this is also voices, you know.
Oh wow!
And I call my my paintings voices.
Voices. Oh, beautiful! Oh, wonderful!
Because as you told me about the histories, you can sit in front of my paintings, and if you have this calm, open heart, they start to talk.
To speak.
Voices and to speak. Yes, and it's. I saw your wonderful podcast and your site, and I will listen to every video. I didn't because I had no time. I was at my parents' home, but I'm so curious to hear the other artists.
Well, let them come on your way, like you see your life also. I believe the right people come on my way, and I believe the right people listen to the right interviews. But Christina, thank you so much for your time and for sharing your beautiful story with me.
And thank you so much for your gorgeous questions and for your interest.
It's a great, great pleasure.